Okay, so this is a four-step system that fitness coaches use all the time to scale past 30K a month without a super large following, without posting 10 times a day or, doing manual outreach all the time. So you can just copy it and implement it for your coaching business. So I'm going to show you the systems, the funnel they use, what content I post, and also give you examples for all of them. Okay, so if we start with first step, which is the most important one because it's something that builds your foundations and it's something that people see the first thing on your profile. So here's how they go about it. First, every time they launch a lead magnet, so that's free value that I'll go into it a bit later, is they pin it for a few days because they create like extra urgency with it. And what's with pinned tweets, right? Is that it's the only type of content that's, let's call it, alive all the time. Because as you might know, tweets get like forgotten in just 48 hours, if not even less. So the first thing I would at least implement and how they do it is every time they launch a lead magnet, so this might be every 1 or 2 weeks, they pin it for 2 or so days. So as many people grab them up, as you can see, like 60 people grab this one up. But then in the meantime, there are 2 other ways to go about it. One is a detailed case study about a client win. And the other one is a thread, or more specifically, a personal thread. So with like lessons or stories, because it's something that creates a great bond with people who see you for the first time. And the other part of it is an optimized bio, because it's also the first thing people see when they click on your profile and decide if they'll follow you or not. So here you have 3 like frameworks you can follow. This one, and this one. You can pause and have a look yourself. What's important here is for all of them, you should have your unique mechanism inside. And if possible, if you have worked with many clients or have very good results, your credibility. Okay, and when we implement the first step, so that's the very top of the funnel, we move into content, which is like the 80% of the whole branding for your personal brand on X. With this, you create awareness around your program. So after you've got followers, got people to follow you, you need to create more awareness around what you're actually selling. And here are 6 types of content that work here. 3 of them are about clients or potential clients' pain points and desires, and 3 of them are mostly focused on you and who you are as a person. So if I first go into threads, there are 3 types of threads that fitness coaches post. First one is problem solution thread. As you can see, you have to capture attention with the problem. Then you can even handle objections inside, so people don't just click off by saying, oh, I can do that, like that's not for me. And the third thing you have to implement, not just here but for every thread, is a scroll stopping visual, as you can see. The next one that coaches implement is personal one, so like a story or a lesson. It's just to get people to know more about you, who you were, how you transformed, and this way they can relate to you. Again, scroll stopping visual here. The third one is a simple listicle. It can be also a simple blueprint they can follow, because it's something that nowadays people like want to hear more than just I can get you to lose this many pounds in this many days. They want to see the process behind it, and you should share it with threads. So again, you can see here there are some science-backed advice. There's like a blueprint to lose weight, not just a promise I'll help you lose weight. Next one, another important one, value post. So I divide it into 2 groups. One is a blueprint, another is a video demonstration. Both of those are necessary because there are so many people that just, for example, I'll go into it later, post client wins, but they again don't show the process behind their coaching. So here you have an option to share a plan to lose weight, whatever your program is about, or even a motivational, let's call it future pacing tweet, where you show people, a plan to get the desired outcome until the specific time frame. And the other one, of course, the video demonstration, you actually also show people that, your program is something that will work for them if they apply it. And this is just, a small chunk of it. So if they see you break down, things they don't know about very specifically, they'll probably be more open to, see other things you can do for them. And as I mentioned, next ones are client wins. Here you should follow a very simple framework. So before you should show where they were before they started working with you, not just in terms of, where they were with their weight, but also, how they felt. Where is it? For example, yeah, just like what he was struggling with, basically. You should mention, what mental problems he also had, or like related to work or whatever your specific audience is. You should show the after, again, not just how much he dropped, yeah, but also what other things he like learned or changed in his life. And then the third one is actually, I call it a gap, because that's where you represent your coaching. So it could be either just, telling that you can help them solve the same problem, or calling out specific, audience with specific pains, and show that you have this many spots left for your transformational coaching. Okay, if I go into the second part, this is where you should talk more about you and your interests, not like just freestyling about it, but just more about you. For example, I call this first pillar good morning pose. That's because it's just a quick advice, a good habit, a quick win you got, or quick motivational quote you maybe heard or you got that you should share. Most likely in the morning when your brain is the most sharp. So if I just go into examples, yeah, maybe what you believe, or some research behind something you implement for your clients as well. Maybe a DM you got from someone complimenting you or your coaching program, or just something that pops into your head when you wake up, for example. The next one is again the demonstration post, but this time more about what you do rather than just showing how you exercise, how you perform exercises. So this could be like what you eat in a day, where you're working from, and even what goals you have, because people can also stick to your plan to achieve your goals, to achieve theirs, if that makes sense. And the third one I call mind shift coaching posts, because they shift their perspectives, because many people don't have a problem where they only have to lose weight. They have to become that person who loses weight and is, for example, shredded or jacked or whatever. So yeah, you should do that with these kinds of posts. I'll just put some examples here. You can have a look yourself. Okay, now that we have daily posts coming out, you also need launches, because people are not action takers by the nature. They are lazy, or they need someone to tell them to take action. That's why we implement two different launches. One is just offer promotions every day. So one of them I already showed you before. It's an auto plug. That's something you should use under most of your posts with this framework I mentioned. And the other one that you can implement is where you just directly promote your offer. So here's an example, right? You just give a win and call out your audience, and that you have a program that can help them by them DMing you specific word. And again, lead magnets. I already talked about them before, but here I want to go into what types of lead magnets there are. One that's very common is free newsletter. Here you just show people that you provide more value in newsletter, and then inside this newsletter you can pitch whatever you have, your program, your products, your other free stuff. But you shouldn't post more than one newsletter or one email to your audience a week, because it's very time consuming. You should rather focus on quality. Then it's something that you probably already have for your clients, but you should just transform it into free stuff. So by removing something or making some small changes, it's an ebook, guide, or a blueprint. Again, you can see an example of that. Third one can be an educational YouTube video. Again, something that you probably already have recorded, but maybe just not, fulfill the potential of it. For example, this is one that I found. And another one, very simple one again, is either a workout or a meal plan or a recipe you have already used for your clients. Again, just, get people to pick it up. And this is then where the next step is optimized, which is, the bottom of the funnel. This is where sales are then made. So you should implement DMs immediately after people pick up your lead magnet and as they follow you. So when they pick up your lead magnet, you have access to, DM them again because they have to follow you to get your free stuff. So yeah, once you have their, contact, you can do whatever you want with them. You can ask them questions, what's their goal, why they picked up your ebook, if they got value from it, and you can continue the conversation from there into a, let's call it a sales pitch. But the other one that many people don't do, and the best coaches or the biggest coaches do use, is to qualify every new follower. So what does this mean? As soon as someone picks up, follows you, you should, contact him. But you don't do this. We implement a automation, so AI. So appreciate the follow. Then you have two options. One is either ask them, why they're here, why they followed you, or another one is, if they want any extra resources again, just to make sure, you do the most out of the leads you get. You just don't want to let people run through without you seeing if they need your program. So yeah, these are the DMs. Then you should, have, if that's how you're closing clients, you should implement not only strategy calls, but the right qualification strategy calls. So how this usually works is you have a link in your bio, you get people into your video sales letter or your landing page, where you again repeated a guarantee, your unique mechanism, and even social proof that you have, explain it in a video. And as people watch the video to the end, this is usually a 10 to 15 minute long video, they should be put into this questionnaire where you get to know more about them. If they fit, your criteria, you should go on a call with them. If they don't, you should, just cancel the call, because you don't want to waste the time with unqualified people who might be either a pain to work with or who don't even, want to buy your program. And another one that people implement is getting the most out of every lead that you have. So again, you post content that's free value. Then you go into a low ticket offer, which can be, for example, either like a program, so you can see here, or what people mostly do is also very, low ticket webinars, or just school groups, or even like WhatsApp or Facebook groups with some very, of course, post extra value. And the third step is then to upsell. So how this one guy does it, for example, is, like I told you, the low ticket offer, and then it redirects people to a one-to-one session, so a high ticket offer. And that's, how you maximize everything out of your business and every lead that you have. Okay, so I went through the whole system with examples. If you enjoyed it, just let me know. And if it's something that you would like to implement into your brand, I have a calendly in my bio. It's completely free, you don't have any pressure to book a call with me, but there are some questions to see if you wanna work with me and if you qualify. So if that's something that interests you, just let me know.